This is the reading for the Leo males in a coupled relationship for February of 2018. So happy Valentine's Day, Leos. And I use an anchor spread, I call. I made it up myself. I kind of don't assign any specific meaning. I'm using the romance tarot cards and sex and love tarot cards, and we're going to go through those areas specifically for this month. I'm not going to get into anything other than love, sex, and romance. So the first card I got for the Leo males in a coupled is 0, the Fool. So the Fool is really about feeling light and airy, feeling removed. You know, kind of assign this card in the beginning to that guy who's just got out of a relationship where he feels like he's locked in and he's free and I can go anywhere, I can do anything. So this is for the Leo male that's in a coupled relationship. So within that relationship, you may be feeling a sense of freedom, which is unique and original, but it's good. So feeling like you're on a new adventure and taking steps in a direction that I get a sense of being untraditional, and within that, it very much pleasing you, surprisingly so. So whatever direction that takes you. Now, clarify that on the sex side. We get the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands is really, because I get the sense of a new direction. You may be in a relationship that's taken a new direction, okay? So within that, there's a sense of freedom and also an unleashing of passion that wasn't there before we had this feeling. So something has created a sense of freedom within the relationship that you are in, to a degree that it's sparked a different level of passion within you. So as I carry on, I get the 11, which is the Justice card. So the Justice, like, and again, there's blindness here to something. Something is not quite revealed. We got balance here, but we may not know in what areas that we're created, or, you know, just not aware fully of what that is. So some kind of a justice happening. I feel like, you know, honestly, I want to say that this guy's suddenly become single, but I'm not going to say that because this is a coupled relationship. But it is that sense of freedom that I'm getting. Like someone's been on lockdown and suddenly they've been released from something. Like a boundary has been released. And there's justice here for that. Now, to expand on that on the sexual side, we have the Empress. So the Empress is really about fun and frivolity and the feeling of lightness of being. Now we're talking about physical relationship here. So the physical side of things, again, a light and airy. You got the Fool and the Empress, man, they are the most light and airy you can get couple, right? So I'm wanting to put these two together, the Fool and the Empress. The Empress is just going to do what makes her happy. She has a lot to give, and she's got a lot of compassion, kindness. She's full of that. She's full of all of that. And the Fool is coming along. He's like, you got that? I want that. Let's do that. You know, and it's all, everything's just really spontaneous, fun, light, and airy. So if this is your relationship, man, it just seems like it's really, really good. So as I move on, the next card I get is the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is really about admiration of a woman in your life, someone you have in your sights, or your partner, right? Where you are really attending to their needs, feeling very grateful for having them in your life, and feeling very accommodating to them. And not like it's a chore. It's just I want to accommodate you, and that's what I truly feel like doing, so I'm going to do that. And that makes me happy to make you happy. That kind of a feel. Really an outpouring here. And I mean, that Fool is just looking forward to this Empress energy, right? But there is something that's being blinded. Okay, so there's something we're not seeing, not telling, not showing. So we got to be aware that that's there. And then the next card I get to accentuate the Seven of Cups is the Six of Cups from the Sex deck. Now, so we're regressing here. Something's wrong. This is where the error is, okay? So there's the Six of Cups is showing this woman focusing on a picture of two lovers from the past, right? It's Six of Cups is usually about a past relationship that comes to bear. So there's some feelings that you have here of a past relationship that may be something that's on your mind in this relationship. You may be really absorbed in everything that's going on here in this couple relationship, but there's things in the past that still have got your mind's attention. But it seems like you're very attentive in this relationship, but the past still kind of lingers. Now, as we move on, I get the Seven of Coins. Now, the Seven of Coins in this deck is about this woman is taken off for a rendezvous, right? Secret rendezvous. So, that's interesting. This is about Leo male couples, so we got to be careful here. Maybe the sense of freedom that I'm picking up on is not in the relationship itself. Maybe there's an entanglement that happened. Maybe even a separation. It's interesting. I don't have really, yeah, there's secrets here. So it's not good. So maybe underground stuff. But nonetheless, the Seven of Coins is indicative of a secret rendezvous. So we got that on the romance side, okay? So the Six of Wands is accentuating that on the sexual side. So this is all about going out and physically getting what you want, okay? So that feeling that I was all hyped up about in the beginning here, maybe a feeling that he just decided to unhook from something, or maybe unhooked, was feeling emotionally tied, and now is making a decision to physically untie. Physically go in that direction and take care of things. Now I'm going to continue on here. This is very kind of convoluted. The next card I get on the romance side is the Page of Canes, which is Page of Wands. Now, talking about admiration. We're talking about object of an affection, right? He's looking at this. It's a statue nonetheless here. So you got to be careful that we're not just getting caught up in the idea of something without checking it out to a deeper degree. But nonetheless, he's really wanting, having a high attraction to this statue, okay? And taking note of it anyway, visually, right? So there's something that sparks that. So we have that in a romantic way. The next card I get is the Hanged Man. So here we go with the hang time. So we may be on a break. This could explain this energy as being, you know, undercurrent. We may be on a break from a relationship that was solid. So we may be coupled, but on a break, okay? So this is what's going on. On the sexual side, not getting any sex, okay? So the physically, we're not getting it. But there sure is something that catches our interest is what's going on here. So I don't know that it's the partner that we're indulging in here. I don't know if the Empress is outside of the relationship because we're really working our way out of this relationship. So we may have an admiree in the view while we're taking this break, okay? So the next card I got is the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is about betrayal. Now in this card, the woman here is the object. She's pissed, right? So she's the one that's sensing that betrayal. She's been betrayed. Even though she doesn't look as upset as she could, she almost has a smug look on her face here. But I'm feeling like the Leo male has felt betrayed, okay? And this is why this behavior is kind of sparked. There's a betrayal here, and maybe it is the Leo male that's been betrayed. So now they're taking a break for that, and he's looking elsewhere. So that would be kind of above ground, really, you know, because we're on a break. So we'll see what happens. Now, as I go into the sex side of things, we have the Queen of Chalices. So the Queen of Cups, right? So there's a betrayal here. But I feel like beyond that betrayal, I feel like the love interest of the Leo male is in the area of the Queen of Cups. Now, it may be the idea of getting a female that is kind, compassionate, loving, and caring and nurturing. It may be wanting that and attaining that, or they may actually have a water sign that, or water traits in their sights. Someone like that carries those traits, that they're really, that's that attraction that they're highly feeling, okay? Now, the next card I get is, again, 3, the Empress. So we have a lot of fertile ground here. Literally within the woman, she may have a child. She may have children. But I'm getting a sense here is that there is definitely an object. We got 2 Empress cards on either side, the romance and the sex. And that seems to be the object of his affection. And she carries those traits of the cups, right? She carries the compassion. She carries everything that he thinks he wants, right? So as we look into the Empress here, into the sex side, we get the Moon. So that's 15, 18, the Moon. So the Moon is also the Pisces card, and that would symbolize, right, a very light energy, an accommodating energy. That the Leo, I think, would naturally feel attracted to. So it may be that kind of an energy. That may be the carrier. It's a Pisces. But also the Moon is really kind of illuminating that secrecy, you know. Even though I feel like there is a moral justification here, there's still a little bit of devious mindset. Like, I don't owe this person anything. They deceived me first, that kind of a thing. Even though I don't think that would ever be said. That's the thought process that's going on here. It's kind of like they did it first, and, you know, I don't owe them anything. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So the next card I get on the romance side is the 5 of Canes. Again, that admiration, and it takes me right from the Page of Canes. That's his story. He's gone, and he's looking at a model, okay? That is a statue. He's looking at the page, and he's going to go and find a woman, a real woman, to go and give those flowers to, and there he goes. 5 of Canes. There he is. He's found her. She's in the burlesque dance group, you know, and he's got her attention, got her off the floor, and he's got her down to his level, and he's gonna work his magic, right? So that's really, that man has decided, you know, the outward twist, or the outward tryst here might have been from the partner's point of view. Because I feel like this man, he leaves in search of something, in search of that compassionate woman. And guess what? There's nothing but Empress energy that he wants. He's focused his mind on that, and then he creates it from daydreaming about it. Then it suddenly shows up, and boom, boom, boom. There's all the checks are ticked off. That's what I want. That's what's going to make me happy more than I was, right? So the five of Canes. Now, okay, here we go into the 8 of Swords in the sex area. So that brings, we have a third party here, where, and this card I always attribute, okay, maybe this is a tryst that happened because you were cheated on, then you're going to go and cheat, and you're going to go find something that you feel good about, because there's a green drape in the background, right? And green, they're laying on green, everything's green. Green is healing. So you may be going out in kind of an energy of resentment. And I don't mean that you resent the person you're going after, but it's kind of what started the whole fiasco to begin with. Was you feel a sense of betrayal, and you're going to go out and get what you want. They went out and got what they want. Now I'm going to go out and get what I want. and it's not in this direction, it's in this direction. They come across it in the Eight of Swords. They have their tryst. Okay, they get down and dirty with it, and they indulge in that. Okay, now the next card I gotta get is 21. So that is, okay, I feel like that's your tie to your past relationship. You may have children with this person. You may have responsibilities and rights within that relationship that are somewhat burdensome to you when you want to go in a different direction. So there's things that kind of hold you back there, even though you can't be completely released. You do feel a sense of freedom, I feel, in the beginning of February, in the beginning of this energy phase anyway. You feel a sense of freedom from that. But then once you get into a direction and you feel what you feel, seems like an overwhelming sense of love for this person, or compassion, passion, period. Suddenly you feel burdens coming, and it's not going to make getting into this new relationship easier. So that's a lot of the secrecy, like the Moon card here, and the Justice, the blindness. There's things here he's not willing to relieve to his new partner, new direction, because it is quite burdensome and it could be complicating to the invitation of this new partner, right? So that's really what I get a sense here, is that it's a little more complicated than he's feeling about it. He's feeling pretty simple. It was done to me. I'm going to do it, and I'm going in a direction I want to go, and I'm getting it. But now I've got it, and I know I want it, more of it, forever and ever. How do I do this when I got all these tanglements over here? I got to make sense of this. So the next card I get is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is really, man, it's showing up here. People in a relationship that lost all their tools to communicate. They're communicating, but they lost all their tools to deal with things appropriately. And I feel like at this point, he's making a decision, maybe starting with a one-night stand that he's very attracted with, and not really feeling, man, it's hard to explain. I think the Leo male is just going and going after what he wants in the physical side of things, and hoping for the best and getting the best, but not knowing that he can really pull it off. But he's going to plan for it, pulling it off, but he doesn't know if he's going to actually be able to ground this woman and keep her. And I don't mean that in a restrictive way, but he's very highly attracted to her on all levels. And I mean, they go and they test each other out physically, and everything jives, man. It just fuels it more. But then he's feeling the burden. I got to deal with my past here. I got to deal with a little more than I thought I needed to deal with, because this is where I want to go next, and I want to go now. I don't want to have to wait. I want to go now. Because when he got out of there, he's like, yeah, whatever. He's feeling that freedom, but not knowing that he could really hitch on to something this good, this quick. That's really what happened, is he hit a jackpot right away. He wasn't expecting it. So now he's got to, he thought he would have had time to deal with those entanglements. Could have had a few little romps, light colored things, that weren't going to wash out, and now we have to deal with a bleach here. It's just through everything, so I'm making wash. No, jeez, but whatever. I think you get the meaning. And the thing is, we got some stuff we got to deal with in the past, and we got to communicate with this person and really lay things out. Say, you know what, I think there's been a separation here, like a timeout, right? Hanged Man is more of a pause, but it's been discussed, but maybe not an official break. And things happen, and and during that time, he kind of has to go back and make it official. There's official break where we're separated type thing, and now he's got to go back and say, okay, that's it. We are done. Because I think he knew when he left that, there was frustration there, but I don't think he was thinking about the future in the meantime. I don't think he was thinking past his nose. But then he's suddenly, he goes after something, and it's not just a one-night stand. It's something he's going to want more and more of. So now he's got to make more decisions based on that. So really, wow. Whirlwind for the Leo male. You know, this is really something that it is a whirlwind. I think it's something that there's a deterioration of that coupled relationship, and he's going to be moving right into another one that he feels very strongly. So we have to make sure that we're not making any bad decision, because there are things here that are not, that are under the moonlight, right? Not completely seen, and there's justice. So beware that there's a justice here, and if it's not just, like, if you're not being just to everybody involved, it's going to come back on you, the Leo male. And if you were not being just to, then you will get your comeuppance, meaning you will get validation for that. You will get penance. I'm saying penance, I'm saying all the wrong words. You will get the payback for that in a good way. You'll get good karma points if you accumulated them to this point. They're going to shoot them out to you. So be aware of that. And that may be part of the relationship coming in as well. It's just overwhelming and all this good stuff. It's kind of the karmic balancing out, right? You deserve this, right? So seems like a really good direction. You got some ironing out to do and some fancy footwork, I think. We've had a last minute change of plans and a little more seriousness coming out of this. And frankly, I think it's to the degree where the Leo himself doesn't believe this is happening. But nonetheless, I feel like this is a very pulling relationship. I don't see any real karmic tie cards here, but I feel like it's going to be very much more deep and more meaningful than any other relation. There's a lot of that happening over this February. Deeper, more meaningful. We're jumping to those things. So that's good. And the Leo male at the beginning of the month is feeling footloose and fancy free. And at the end of the month, he's making some major decisions and talking to some major characters in his life. And he's going to make everything above board, I hope. That's the sense I'm getting. At least to a degree where we understand where each person is sitting. We don't have to understand 100%, but we have to understand this is done and I'm going over here. That's basically the scenario. So another relationship here that's kind of busting apart, but again, I don't feel it's anything that they didn't see coming. The situation that broke it, they didn't see, but nonetheless, it was not in the satisfying spiritual way. So going to good things, somewhat surprising and quick paced, but nonetheless in that way. So hopefully over the, the Valentine's month here, you can make sense of all of this and not stress. I feel like he's just going to take it in stride. He's just very much going in the direction he needs to go to do what he wants to do, to get what he wants to get. And that's the end of that. So for the Leo male in a coupled relationship, he's just all in his own, outstanding in his own field there. He's going to do what he's going to do. And he's going after what he wants at this point, which is only satisfying, right? So happy Valentine's Day, Leo males. And take care, have fun, and be kind.